We have traveled land and sea, but as long as you are with me, there's no place I'd rather be. I would away forever, exalted in the sea, as long as I am with you, my heart continues to beat. With every step we take, keep your toes to the way, strolling so casually. We're different and the same, yeah, you and another day, switch up the batteries. If you gave me a chance, I would take it. It's a shot in the dark, but I'm waiting. Knowing through your heart, you can't shake me. When I am with you, there's no place I'd rather be. 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 We say time
Please welcome to the stage L'Oreal professional artist Nancy Brown. Welcome to the stage L'Oreal professional artist Min Kim. And welcome to the stage L'Oreal professional artist Teresa Adams.
I literally got every single card.
Good.
Hello, welcome everybody. Who's excited to learn about balayage? Right? Did you know that balayage is the #1 requested service in salons today?
Yes.
Did you know that? Well, we are so excited on behalf of L'Oreal Professionnel, Min and Teresa, the balayage team, and myself, to spend the next 45 minutes with you to share with you the one thing that we're passionate about, the art of painting hair.
We have the honor and the privilege of working together at the L'Oreal Professionnel Soho Academy, where we facilitate the only balayage certification program in the industry. Right?
So today, we're just going to share with you a little taste of what we do in our balayage programs. Are you guys excited about that? You want to do some balayage? Hold up, we're hairdressers. We can make way more noise than that. Are we excited for some balayage? Look at the models. Come on.
And tell you about what we've created. This is Ace the man, right? He's here. You're not Ace. Who are you? Clarence. We got Clarence in the house. Everybody loves Clarence in the house, especially from New Jersey, right? So we've got our beautiful model Kylie, who's naturally a level 7. When she came in, she had about 4 months of outgrowth. The whole concept behind creating this look was to make sure that she had some beautiful pieces of a light golden blonde running around her hair, as if she had spent lots of hours in the sun in the beach. She's my surfer girl. What do you guys think? Like it? Hey, Clarence, I need you to get a little tighter over here. That's a money piece. How many people want to learn how to do the money piece?
Woo! Yeah!
My beautiful model, Lindsay, is a natural level 5. So I used Infinity Platine to bring the highlights in the back up to a 6. Cameraman. And around the face, we brought her up to a level 7. So the placement used 2- and 3-point applications going up about 2/3 in the back and closer around the face to make it look like Lindsay was in the sun for a few months on vacation. What do you think? Are you in love?
So this is my super cute model, Victoria. And who in here has had a client come in maybe for a single process and a highlight? They're like, I'm going to be really creative, and then it turned into a correction. So, what we ended up doing is she came in, I'm like, I have a brunette model, awesome. I want to create, a rich fall play on like monks and chocolate. We're colorists, we like to talk in food. So I was like, you're going to have truffle and chocolate. Who doesn't want that, right? And then I learned she was a redhead, and not just a redhead, a bright red and copper a month ago. So I used Richesse and created a beautiful chocolatey base, and I used my best friend Platinum Plus with 30 volume to cleanse out the ends. I did like a diamond sectioning to disconnect the top and the bottom so I could really play off that haircut and create a lot of movement. So I'm like playing with the texture of her hair as well. What do we think? Would clients love this for fall?
So our beautiful models are going to be in our Color Connection Center, and we would love for you to come and take a look at them when you have a break. And I believe we're ready for our other models. Thank you, ladies.
Thanks, ladies. You look great. On to see you later.
I think we picked them for their butts. I think we picked them for their butts. They were like, we want the hottest model. That's how they have that direction. Because there was,
So now we're going to do what we do best, which is hair, right? This is my absolutely stunning model, Larissa. And Larissa was a model for me about a year ago, so we have the tail end of some previous balayage, right? Falling into the ombre category. And so what we want to do, and the whole purpose of what we want to create, is again, create that surfer blonde. We're going to give her some nice big bright pieces to frame the face, tip out the ends, and make sure that she's got much more brightness. When we originally saw her, her natural color was a little bit dusty, a little bit ashy. So we took our Dia Richesse Demi-Permanent, half 9.3, which is a light golden blonde, mixed with half clear and 12.5 volume, and we applied it scalp to ends for about 10 minutes. What that did is it just took the dustiness out of it, gave it a little bit of a warmer hue, but again, as a model, it will not leave her with a line of demarcation. It'll be very soft and it'll grow in super gracefully.
What's she doing, man?
Oh, she's
May I
calling,
have your
she's calling you
attention,
Clarence.
sir? Hi. So, how many of you have had clients that came into the salon with a strong line of demarcation, a strong horizontal line of demarcation from a previous highlight? Okay. So, what I'm going to do for you today is show you how to erase that line using a highlight and a low light. So my product of choice for today is a Dia Richesse and Infinity Platine. So I'm using 8.3 for my low light, and my lightener is going to be with 20 volume, okay?
Awesome. So this is my super fiery Annabelle. And Annabelle came to me, she was kind of like that gingerbread ginger, and I was like, girl, we're gonna do a pop red, because like, you go big or go home, right? So what I did was using a Noah. I utilized 5.4, 7.4. Who in here loves a Noah color? Who's using it in here? Yeah, there's a little haul around. So this is our no ammonia permanent hair color, so I can make sure that I'm taking care of her hair. I'm getting the vibrancy that I need, right? And I'm keeping that cuticle nice and smooth. And then what we're going to do is in about 12 pieces, I'm taking on diagonal sectioning. So we're going to do a dimensional redheaded look. right? 12 pieces. How would this be as an add-on in the salon? You know, because who doesn't like, I like to make money. Who likes to make money? And if you don't have your hand down, if you didn't holler, you're a liar. Right? So this is a great way to create movement in the hair. Add on a ticket. I can do this on a single process base, pre-colored or not colored. It's not just for redheads, blondes, brunettes, anybody. Right? It's Nance. What you doing over there?
Well, I have a planchette. It might have been bedazzled by a friend of mine named Ben Kim over there.
Do we see a little shine on the brushes too? You can contact us at the Connection booth, and I'll tell you how I made these. Is that good?
She's custom making them for $1,000 each.
These are actually diamonds.
What else she's bedazzled? It must remain nameless. What's happening here? So, a lot of people ask me about my tools. What am I using, right? So, when it comes to balayage, this is a technique that I'm extremely passionate about. I am a salon owner in Beverly Hills. I also work in New York City. I've been doing this technique for over 20 years, and these are the tools that I absolutely love. They're my go-tos, my must-haves. I can't do what I do every day without it. So I have 100% cotton, perforated plastic. See, Teresa likes that. My lightener of choice is Platinum Paste. It's the Platinum Plus, so it contains ammonia. 30 volume developer, and obviously my tools, my planchette and my brush. And what I'm going to do is, you can see I've sectioned her off in a slight V, right? And at this point I'm going to pick up a little small triangle section, and again in a very clean way, putting tension on the hair. That's right, Clarence, back it behind me. And you'll see I'm just gently stroking the product onto the surface of the hair. And that's one of the key points about balayage, is that when you're applying it initially, the underneath is clean. When you get to the last 10% of the hair, 20% of the hair, you're putting it on both sides. Take a little piece of cotton, add it below, and I'm going to continue on. How about you, man?
So I'm going to steal one of your lines, Nancy, which is less is more. Right?
That's a good one.
Can we say that? Less is more. Right? And you know what else is great about that? You're able to work a lot faster. And if you notice my first section, I only put in 4 highlights and 3 lowlights because it's the back of the head, right? So if you think about what happens to hair color in the sun, right? If you're a beach goddess, there's more depth in the back. And where's it the brightest? Base and top. So those are your most important focal points. So I'm not going to spend a ton of time back here. And also, if you notice on this model, there's all this hair laying over it. So the back part doesn't have a lot of the lightness that we need to break up. This was a half a head of highlights previous to what we're going to do today. See?
So as you can see, I'm taking on diagonal, like soft triangular sectioning. And then how I'm going to decide how high or how low my highlight is going to go is I leave it a little bit loose so I can tighten where I want it to be near the hairline or higher up on the surface. This is meant to be dimensioned. This is meant to be a classic highlight. This is what I love to do. I love to create creative techniques I can use behind the chair so I can work quickly but still feel like I'm getting to be an artist behind the chair, right? Because we get bored. We need to shake things up, literally.
You're a mover and a shaker, see?
I am a mover and a shaker. You don't even know. I'll see you tonight.
That sounded like a promise, not even a threat.
Don't threaten me with a good time.
So I'm going to keep it very simple in the back. I'm going to keep it down to 3 sections, right? And again, sometimes people think balayage is a technique that's labor intensive. It doesn't have to be. And that's one of the beautiful things that we teach at the Academy. We really spend our time making sure people understand the foundation and the basic way of approaching a balayage, but then also we teach them fun, quick techniques that they can speed through, right? Time is money, and I know your clients are no different than my clients in the sense that, they want to get in and out of the salon. those days of luxury of hanging out in the salon for 5 hours, it's over, right? So what we want to do is, add something that's interesting, fun, creative to our menu of services. Men.
Mr. Cameraman. Can I get a shot of him, sir?
I think he's playing hard to get with you, man.
I think he likes blondes better than Asians. What do you think? Right? So,
I'm not touching that.
I think it's true. Thank you. So if you notice right here, this is that strong line of demarcation. I'm really just going to apply my low light only where I'm erasing it. So remember, the low light color acts as the eraser to fill in that previous light. So the other thing too is, if we're doing beachy, what's lighter? The ends, right? So I'm just gonna go and do a surface application and just leave those ends out and wisp it out. The other thing too is, I like working with straight lines. I'm a little bit anal retentive. So what you'll notice is that I'm taking straight V-sectioning up the back of the head. And I'm gonna give you one of my tricks that I do at the academy. Here's a little teaser.
Oh snap.
So, just took the plastic and split it down the middle so it wraps around the round of the head. Okay? So with a triangle sectioning now, I'm just gonna break this in half. And I go back to my straight line. This is gonna be one highlight here, a couple low lights on either side, and then I finish off the back. And remember, the back of the head, you don't wanna do too much work, because if you have a lot of highlights at the back of the head, what happens?
Regrowth.
It looks crazy, right? Who sits at the beach like this all day, right? This is where we want the focus. So keep in mind that you're visualizing what you would see happening naturally in the sun.
So on Annabelle, for her highlighting, I'm using Maji Mesh and 20 volume, which is one of our non-ammoniated lighteners, so I'm able to do her color with no ammonia. I'm probably going to glaze her with Dia Light, which is our acid technology demi-permanent, so I can kick in some more copper, because remember I said go big or go home, right? So what I'm doing right now with the ponytails is in the back and the underneath. I didn't need to bring them all the way up to her scalp because I'm just looking for some dimension. I'm going to take my plastic just to protect it from her skin and just make some little packages. And I'm still painting on the surface and just saturating through the ends. So it's the method of balayage, but now I can take it and play with it. So I've gotten my foundation, I've gone to Advanced with Men. Maybe I want some techniques to prepare myself to go to live with the on. So I'm good for my certification. So I'm going to go over to creative, learn some new techniques that I can do behind the chair, incorporating the method of balayage.
And I'm pretty certain we're releasing the Academy calendar here this weekend. You guys excited about that? What? A little more.
Everything I got, so you can see what I'm
Well, let's do my side. I think we're waking up.
No words, right? So now to the top section of Larissa's hair. And what I want you to keep in mind is the top section of her hair is more sensitive. Remember, there were some previous balayage highlights that we put in last year. So I am changing my application slightly and feathering it, making it a little bit softer, because again, we want to protect the integrity of the hair. It's one thing that we're about. It's one thing that I feel passionately about in my salon. I would much rather get a better result than to jeopardize the quality of the hair. So again, we've completed the back section and we're going to start working towards the side section. We were talking a little bit about the Academy, and we're so excited and so proud that we have created a curriculum so that it makes it easy for hairdressers to get training. When I first started doing this technique about 1,000 years ago, okay, I didn't have formalized training. I had some people showing me tricks along the way. And in conjunction with L'Oreal, we actually put together a program. And that's been a lot of fun to see it develop and turn into a certification where hairdressers really do get the tools that you need in order to take it back to the salon to raise the bar of what services you're offering. Men?
Hey Nancy, I heard you have a new baby.
You did.
Did you know Nancy had a baby? Yeah. So the baby is actually a step-by-step DVD by Nancy Braun, which...
No baby, wait.
Which, if you come to the Connection Studio today, it's a $125 value that you guys get for 99 bucks. So there's a limited quantity, so don't rush over. We don't want any riots, but you do get 3 quick techniques. So if you break it down, it's $33 a technique. You're gonna make that back in a day. What a great investment, right?
Thanks, man. I'm actually at a really important part of our model's head. We're at the temple area. Now notice the tools. Did you notice I did a tool change? I went to the more narrow brush, right? I still have my easel. I'm still using my planchette. But I've used this tool, which I call a jaw clip. Some people call it a butterfly clip. And I pulled the hair back. Now, Clarence, get it. Well, they've got a nice tight shot there. So you can see it actually helps with selecting the pieces to balayage. So I've got some cotton in my hand. I'm going to come in right like this. Grab a nice large piece and slide my product right on the surface of it in a nice sweeping motion, which is the definition of balayage, to sweep. And then once I complete that, I'm going to add a little bit of cotton to protect your skin and carry my product all the way through and proceed all the way up the hairline in the same fashion. Men.
So I'm just working along, and you can see how quickly we can move along even though we're utilizing a lightener and a color. And again, this is our demi-permanent, which is really, really beautiful because it has a ton of shine and it's very conditioning. So pay attention to how soft this feathered application is around the hairline, right? You have all those little baby hairs, and if you go and get a little too aggressive, not only is it going to look a little crazy, but you might have a little chemical haircut situation, right? So we want to make sure that we have our clients falling in love with balayage. So really make sure that you're practicing the hairline, the part, the money piece. It's an easy way to introduce your clients to balayage. Give them a few hairline. Maybe it's that one money piece and they've never had highlights. Introduce them, give them a taste, and they're going to want more, right?
So right now, as you can see, I put my planchette down because I'm able to also utilize my hands for this. Please wear gloves, disclaimer, right? So I'm still getting that tension and that surface painting, and then I am placing on top of my hand and using my hand as the planchette. Now, what's great about a technique like this, do you think that if people see this going on in the salon, like down, you know, the couple chairs down, they're going to be like, what's that? What are they doing over there? Well, that's balayage. Oh, you don't want that. What do you mean I don't want that? Right? How many people are going to jump up and go, I want to get some balayage done? And then for me with balayage and being able to play, you know, my background's a little bit in art, and I work in New York, and this is what I do behind the chair. I'm first and foremost a hairstylist, and I'm very proud to be a hairstylist. I'm very proud of our heritage. You know? It's Sunday, you can shout out. I think it's Sunday. We've been in a few places recently, right? So this was allowing me, because this woman in front of the stage, you know, she changed my life also, right? She introduced me to balayage, which allowed me to create a whole new toolbox for my clientele and for me to create my art behind the chair. And then I get to share that with my clients. So, you know, thank you, Nancy.
Oh, my pleasure, T. You know I love you, and I love watching people progress one of the reasons I wanted us to teach this program was that we wanted to share it with everybody. You know, this is not an exclusive technique. It's a technique that when you put determination, commitment, and you stand behind it, you will get better and stronger at it with every client you do. It's a guarantee. Just like when you exercise, right? You get a stronger muscle every time you exercise it. This is no different. Now, one thing I want to show you about what I'm doing, right? And I'm in some pretty integral spots, right? These are key pieces that I'm putting. But you notice I'm not putting a lot of pieces in the hair, right? So I'm holding my brush like this. And I'm not sure if you can see, but it's even at a 45-degree angle. These are all the details that we teach you in our classes, right? Because we want to set you up for success. We want you back in the salon with all the right products, with all the tools that will help give you everything you need to load you up for full success with every client that you get the chance to touch. And I always say, I'm a hairdresser. I am so blessed to be in this business for over 30 years. Over 30 years, standing, doing hair, and getting the opportunity to work with such great professionals like you, right? 2,300 people are here today. You guys are the future of the industry, and we're passing the torch.
Well, and I'm going to say this, and T's going to give me a hard time, but where I work at Butterfly Studio City in New York, which is downtown. No, it's not. See? So now I'm just going to say I work in the Flatiron District, but my balayage career started with Nancy Braun as well. I was an epic failure. I was putting in pieces that looked like someone took toothpaste. Imagine this. I was like, here are your highlights.
Oh my God.
You look beautiful. Thank you. I'll see you again in 6 weeks, right? No. So I was lucky enough for the owner of my salon to have a relationship with Nancy, and they sent me to a program at the academy. And I remember just sitting in that classroom, and it wasn't just about learning a hair technique or how to play with chemicals and break the rules and have fun. But it was really this connection that this lovely woman, who's such a rock star, was so humble and gifted, and it just like, I had an aha moment. It was like, you know, when Oprah's like, who wants to win a car? Right? It happened to me on a personal, professional level, and what is this now, Nance? 5 years we've had the balayage team.
5 years.
5 years. So I've been on the team 5 years. I went through the entire certification program, and I'm still learning something every time I'm on stage or every time I'm doing a program. So I want to thank all of you for being here and for investing in your future. Give yourself a round of applause.
If you don't live below 14th Street, you don't live downtown. This is my work wife, Min. Can you tell?
It never ends.
I mean, in here have work
LOREAL.
spouses, right? You know, because I'm at work more than I'm at home most of the time. Who can relate to that? Right? But it's good because I love it. I love doing hair. I love doing hair not only because I get to be an artist, but because more importantly, I get to make my clients feel fantastic. So I love having the tools to be able to do those things. And for me, those tools are education. You know, my father was in the military and my mother's a teacher, so I grew up traveling a lot, but New York has always been my home base because my mom's family. So I feel pretty attached to the art scene, you know, and getting to express. So this became my outlet. You know, and then on top of having that outlet, I get to make people feel better about themselves. And how many people do we get to touch? How many people have we been in longer relationships with them than their husbands or wives? Right? We know about the breakup before they do. Right? You know, so that's a pretty blessed place to be. And when I got to meet also not only my family at Dop Dop Salon in New York, but my family with L'Oreal Professionnel, you know, when you feel like you found your home, That's how I felt when I became a hairstylist. I grew up moving around a lot, but this, wherever I go when I'm with hairstylists, I'm at home. So thank you.